So, when I open my eyes and I have a conscious experience that I describe as a red tomato a meter away, I am interacting with some reality. But that reality is not a red tomato, and it's not in space and time. You could describe it, with digital rain. It's something utterly different than space and time and red tomatoes. As Chetan mentioned, we actually are proposing a mathematical theory of consciousness being the nature of that reality. So it's not digital rain, it's actually, we think, other conscious agents. But all of our perceptions, even a lion, and even when you're having a perception of a brain and neurons, that's a species-specific hack. It's a representation that's designed to keep us alive, not to show us the truth. And that's why when we've tried to solve the problem of consciousness and the mind-body problem by assuming that brain activity causes our conscious experiences, we've gotten nowhere. No one has been able to figure out how brain activity could cause our conscious experiences. There's actually nothing intelligent to say along that line. And the reason why is because space and time are just fictions that we use to stay alive, and physical objects are useful representations but have no causal powers. So neurons literally have no causal powers. Your brain causes none of your perceptions, none of your behaviors, and none of your emotions. Brain activity causes nothing. There is something that is causing all of that stuff. We're proposing it's conscious agents, but if you don't like that, it's just then digital rain. Some other theory needs to be put out there for what it is, because space and time and physical objects have no causal powers. They cannot explain it. This actually can be useful. I mean, we talked about abstract stuff and consciousness and the mind-body problem, but let's get real. What's really important? So I show you some digital noise, but if I just change it up a little bit, all of a sudden you hallucinate a 3D shape, right? Right? Similarly, if I show you just some straight lines, you see a flat thing, but if I distort them a little bit, all of a sudden I can play with your visual system. Once I know the rules that you use for hallucinating space and time and 3D objects, I can actually play the system. So then I can actually do something that's really, really far more important than consciousness and the mind-body problem. I can make a woman look good in her jeans. This is one woman, and on the right, we've actually used all the tools. On the left, this is the standard finish and construction, and she looks like a completely different person on the left than the right. So once you know how to do this, you can actually play the system and do stuff that's really, really important. We're actually now, you'll see, this is important. This year, we're selling millions of these jeans. So I'll just close on, that when we're actually trying to understand consciousness and the mind-body problem, we have to look at our assumptions. All the theories that you've heard about from most people, including like Tononi's integrated information theory and Penrose and Hameroff's notion of microtubules, they all assume the reality of physical objects in space and time. And they assume that they have genuine causal powers. And Tononi's theory is actually, the claim is that it's the causal structure of computational systems, of real physical computational systems, that then is identical to conscious experiences. And what we're saying here is absolutely not. There is no causality in space and time. So there's nothing for Tononi's theory to grab hold of. There are no causal structures. And in fact, we actually know that when you build computational systems now, if you let go of causal structure, you actually get better computation. Faster, more efficient computation when you let go of any notion of a causal structure at all. So with that, I'll stop and take questions.